Okay, so why the hell do we pre-order games from your boy Legendary Drops? Okay, what is going on with the pre-orders?
That's it. That's the end. I did it. I said the most controversial thing in the history of my channel. I deserve to be tried for my crimes against humanity, put up against a wall with a firing squad. What have I done?
What?
Why? I'm so sorry. I saw the trailer for Battlefield 6 and
Oh,
I got excited. I thought it.
oh, same, dude. Same. Oh yeah. I mean, it looks good. Um, and why is that? Is everybody tired of Call of Duty? Everybody tired of Fortnite? Everybody tired of what I say? Call of Duty, Fortnite, Counter Strike. Everyone's tired of Valorant. Everyone's tired of Apex. Everyone's tired of Counter Strike or Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Siege. Everybody's tired of what else? There's like the big ones. Everyone's tired of PUBG? Question mark? Is that even a thing still? Um, finals is good, but like there's not a lot of people. It's just like yeah. So I don't think anyone's tired of it. What else? I'm trying to think. Other shooters, shooting, FPS shooting. Uh, everyone's tired of Destiny. Everyone's tired of Warframe. Nah, dedicated Warframe bros are dedicated. Well, so no, let's take that one off. What else? Division? Question mark. Okay, that's. I think I got a good amount of them. You know, everyone saw the meme that was Battlefield 2042 8 years ago. That was. I don't know what to say. That game was probably the first nail in the coffin of many nails in the coffin that was part of the developer apology collage that somebody made on Twitter and has only grown over time since then. I'm not sure if it was Battlefield 2042 that started it or if it was like Star Wars Battlefront 2 that started it with the pride and what was it? Pride and accomplishment? I mean, whatever. The dog shit on day one. Mashed like what's that? Down bad? Down catastrophically, unobtainably bad on day one. Didn't even have a scoreboard on day one. Bullet registration, what is that? All right. Call in if you could manage to get it on the game. You could like just summon a little hovercraft to just climb up a building. Because you could do that. All right. That was the best day one impression of a video game I have ever seen. It was crazy. Absolutely. I mean, I think I had more fun watching the reviews for that game on day one than like any other game, dude. Oh, I wish I could like wipe my mind to go laugh as hard as I did at all the reviews that were just shitting on that game. But 6 comes out and it looks good. Can't lie, it looks good. Got a little excited. All right, the vehicle combat, the gunplay, the ballistics, the destruction. I don't care about what open or closed weapon classes, whatever. Don't give a shit. I just want something new, something fresh, fresh.
It looked absolutely incredible. And the first thing that I did was I went on Twitter, first mistake, and I said, do not pre order.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Why are we pre-ordering, dorks?
People didn't like that. I was hit with a wave of some of the most emotional, performative, and downright moronic takes that I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them I'll be sharing with you today. Some
Oh,
people thought that
oh,
I hate Battlefield for some reason. Other people thought that I was specifically telling them what to do with their money. I don't care what you do with your money. If I'm going out and I'm saying something like, don't pre-order a game or just games in general, to be honest with you, man, that's just a reminder of a system that has burned us time and time again. This happened.
I mean, if he don't want to do it, I'll do it. Yeah, you guys shouldn't pre-order games because when you do pre-order games, that incentivizes the game companies to withhold content and to make more microtransactions for your favorite game. All right, this game's going to come out on digital and physical. All right, probably the majority amount of units that are going to be sold probably going to be digital. Okay, let's not kid ourselves here. Why are we reserving a digital thing? There is no scarcity to the digital thing. All they have to do to make another digital thing is Control C, Control V, and there's another digital thing. All right, I can't imagine an easier way to make a thing.
With Battlefield 2042. What's that Asmongold quote? Every single player backlash or uprising or whatever else is only a 5-minute cinematic trailer from being forgotten.
Yep.
That's exactly what's going on right
now.
It's recency bias more than it is anything else. We have seen this happen.
To be fair, the Battlefield trailer team, cinematic trailer team, is actually goated. Okay? I'd put them up there like with Blizzard level for like FPS and shit. Okay? They are just that good. All right? That little mix of the Limp Bizkit bullshit. Oh, I think that's my favorite version of that song.
Happened so many times in the past. Trailers, promotional material, especially for AAA games, rarely deliver on the promises that are given. And you guys know this. Everybody knows this. And I know how exciting it is to see a new game. And while I think that Battlefield 6 looks like a safe bet, my question is, why take the bet at all when it costs me nothing just to wait?
Yeah.
Pre-ordering used to mean something, but year over year, the value has been just drained out of it entirely.
I think it depends. You'd have to re-examine it from game to game. So what are we comparing pre-orders to? Like when pre-orders first came out, where a lot of the times, I mean, bro, they had different editions of the game even back then, right? Halo, you had regular, you had like heroic edition, and then you had like legendary edition. I got the damn legendary edition right over there in my damn closet with the Master Chief helmet that you cannot put on. All right, it just goes on a little stand. Okay. And it comes. They had that little metal case that the game comes in. Yeah, they were doing that shit back then, 15, 20 years ago. You are getting like physical items and shit with your pre-orders, provided you buy the expensive one. Right now, have there been a lot of games that have done away with that, where they're just like pre-order the game and you get some digital bullshit extra on day one, or the popular one is like pre-order the game and you get it 3 days early, which is complete a joke, a farce. Okay, that one I fucking hate that one, dude. Fuck that one. Whoever came up with that. Yeah, but like Fallout. What was it? Fallout 3? You get that little lunchbox, you get the little bobblehead inside. Yeah. Pre-order, what was it? You pre-order BioShock. You got a little Big Daddy statue in there. All right. So pre-orders are like, as long, and again, it's different from game to game. Some games do it like right, other games not so right. I mean, it just depends. But I'm just going off like in like the first 2 minutes.
And the crazy thing is that pre-ordering used to be part of the foundation of this industry, but that's just been destroyed. There's nothing in it for us anymore other than a couple of skins. Here you go. Here's your couple of cosmetics.
No, bring up the 3-day early access pre-order bullshit. Bring that up.
And a broken video game.
Yeah.
So with
the people that pre-order the shit 3 days early get to deal with bugs 3 days early. So I don't know what, like, why are we shitting on pre-orders? All right, it's those retards are dealing with the bugs 3 days before the masses do, before the brokies get to the bugs. Okay, so it's not like the brokies are dealing with the bugs; it's the rich retards that are dealing with the bugs.
All this risk and very little reward. My question is, why the fuck are we pre-ordering games? I'm going to start by saying,
because we're stupid. And we're just doing what our friends are doing. Oh, Bob, are you pre-ordering the so-and-so game? Yeah. You get this and this. Oh, okay, I'm going to do that too. We're going to play that shit on day one. No, we're going to play that shit on pre-release day one. Oh, yeah, we're going to hit it up, dude. Oh, yeah. That's what we're doing.
that I think Battlefield 6 looks incredible. I've got a whole other video plan talking about EA and how we might actually be seeing a real turnaround over there, which is a crazy thing for me to be saying, especially on this channel. But
probably not.
You know, after releasing something like Dragon Age: The Veilguard, that's enough to change any company. But Battlefield 6, everything about its reveal has been textbook perfect. Community feedback implemented, lessons learned, gameplay is looking sharp. First impressions are absolutely glowing from just about every single person that's played it. If you're a fan, it feels like.
But does it have a scoreboard? Does it got a scoreboard?
Like there is a genuinely great game just around the corner, but that is all it is, a possibility, a strong maybe, and none of that is a reason for me to pay money for something that I can't play right now. Everything that we have seen, even the hands-on stuff, is all a part of a marketing push. It's been filtered, edited, and carefully presented to convince you that this thing is a smart investment, and let's be honest.
No, it's a video game. When has a video game ever been a smart investment?
We've been down this road before far too many times. There is a long, ugly history of pre-orders leading straight to scuffed launches. At best, you are paying for the privilege to beta test some broken game 2 months early.
Oh, look, all your favorite influencer people. Oh, wow.
First, you're handing over cash in exchange for a few skins in the hope that things won't go sideways. So yeah, I'm hyped. Of course I'm hyped. I want Call of Duty to die, and I want Battlefield to be the one to kill it, but
look at what Call of Duty has gone through. It's gone through everything. Okay? It just has. Microtransaction bullshit, loss of identity, cheating, whitelisting, blacklisting, copy-paste game year on year. What else? Do you think if Call of Duty falls, Battlefield won't go through the same cycle? Is that what you really think? Like, let's say your idealized version of reality comes true. You don't think Battlefield would go through the same steps that Call of Duty has? You don't think Battlefield will come out with dogshit microtransactions, loss of identity, cheating allegations, whitelisting and blacklisting their favorite influencers? Really? Like Battlefield's like some special snowflake of a game? What are we doing?
Cynic on my shoulder kicked in and tweeted out, "Do not fucking pre-order." And while some people got it, the rest, well, these replies made me lose all faith in humanity. Always pre-order what you love. Don't know why people are saying not to pre-order. It was actually brilliant. I like to pre-order the day before release just to get the free bonus shit. Too late, I'm gonna pre-order. I just pre-ordered twice. Don't tell me what to do. Bro, I just took 200 milligrams of zinc. What do you expect?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna pre-order Battlefield 6 just to piss y'all off. Worst advice ever, you're the problem with gaming. And this just went on and on. People retweeting, posting, sharing receipts of them buying the game. I guess these guys assumed that I was like rolled up in a corner somewhere, losing my mind. I don't care how you guys spend your money. I just don't see the point. And the fact that people would be responding to this with receipts like it's a badge of honor is just something straight out of idiocracy.
Bro, when you do the scroll thing, I get like Guitar Hero Melty Wall syndrome, okay?
Especially the ones that are talking about how they're buying the game for skins. Guys, this is a first-person game. One reply really stuck.
Yeah, you're only going to get to see your hands, stupid. That's all you see is a hand. Running. And you know what? This game is, even if, what is it? Even if the Stop Killing Video Games goes through and everybody wins, this game isn't going to be a part of it because that's not how the proposed agreement is going to go. All right? Stop Killing Games is not retroactive. It's from the point it starts onward. So all your little microtransactions that you buy in here are subject to just be lost forever whenever this game goes end of life. So I don't care. I'm just letting you know that's what's going to happen.
With me though. Somebody said, I see what you're saying, but I typically pre-order games I know I absolutely want, regardless of reviews. When I pre-order, it's more so I can pay and not have to deal or worry about it later when it's potentially out of budget or something.
What do you mean? I see what you're saying, but I typically only pre-order games I know or I absolutely want. Okay, that's a feels over reels, regardless of reviews. Okay, that's a subjective thing. I can't really convince you otherwise. When I pre-order, it's more so I can pay and not have to deal with it or worry about it later. I don't even know if this game is going to do like the 3-day early access, but whatever. When it's potentially out of budget, like, bro. Or just not pay anything and it's always in the budget. Or actually just wait till the game comes out and use your little pre-order money on an actual skin that you want. But I mean, I don't fucking know.
That hit me. I used to be in the exact same spot, up to my neck in debt, stuck with a dead-end job, barely scraping by. The only thing that I was looking forward to was playing games just to escape. And even though...
I mean, are we all not still doing that in our 30s and 40s? Come on now. Let's be truthful with ourselves.
I couldn't afford it, I still would pre-order games because that anticipation, that promise of joy, it was all I had. But that's also what makes us the perfect targets. These marketing campaigns are built to exploit that hope. They sell you relief, they sell you comfort, and they know exactly how to do it without delivering anything real. Because the truth is, when you pre-order a game that hasn't even gone gold, that doesn't even technically exist in its final form. All you're buying is a receipt and a feeling, and that's just not enough anymore. It's not fair to us, not with how much money they are asking us to pay for these games, how little you actually get, and how often the end result isn't what was promised. Pre-ordering used to serve a purpose back when games were physical.
Could I go back and see, like, let me see something real quick. Real quick. Come on, YouTube. Load, you bitch. Let me see. Battlefield 2042 trailer. Oh, what? If 2042 was 4 years ago? I thought it was 8. Okay. Battlefield 2042. Featuring two-way? Who the heck is that? Okay. Official portal. Okay, let's go with the 27. Okay. Even 2042 had over 1 million up thumbs and like about 38k down thumbs. Okay, look at that ratio. People loved this trailer. Okay. And look at the debacle that was 2042. Okay, now we're going to go bop, 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 bop. Four days ago. Official multiplayer gameplay. What's like the big boy? This one. Reveal. Stop. We are up to over 500,000 ups, 15k downs, okay? You guys have no idea if this game is going to be good or bad.
Physical and stock was limited. If you didn't reserve a copy, you might spend all day driving around from store to store just to come up empty. We used to put $5 down on a copy, not pay for the entire thing in full. It used to be a reservation, not a financial commitment, and it used to mean something. Pre-ordering was an event. Midnight launches were peak gaming culture. I remember lining up for Wrath of the Lich King, Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty, calling my friends, grabbing food, staking out our spots in line. Stores were running giveaways, trivia.
Yeah, because all of the pre-orders were to reserve your physical copy. How do most people game? They probably game by digitally downloading the game and playing it off of their console or computer or whatever.
and tournaments. It was a celebration, and you actually got something out of it. T-shirts, posters, keychains, figurines, collector stuff that you could hold on to, something to mark the moment, because that's what game releases used to be, something to remember.
Yeah.
Now that's gone. It's dead. It's buried. And while
Nah.
I totally get and support,
I guess, like I said, it probably depends on the game. Some games give you a lot of shit for pre-ordering all of their stuff. It just depends. Don't let him paint everything as a negative.
people wanting to pre-order and support physical games, digital has completely killed the culture and value. Games don't run out of stock anymore. You can just download them day one. Most local game stores are completely gone by this time. Big retailers.
I mean, I still have a local EB, or not EB, Jesus. I still have a local GameStop near me. I don't know how that shit is still open. It's pretty much like a hot topic.
Aren't doing midnight launches anymore, and the only way that you're going to get any type of physical merch for supporting a game is if you're dropping $100 or more on a collector's edition, or in the case of
That's how it was in a lot of older games as well, though.
Diablo 4, even a collector's edition doesn't even include the game.
The
And most pre-order bonuses now are just cosmetic or content.
digital, what is this? Don't care. Pew, don't care. Don't care. Fucking fire the guy who came up with weapon charms for all shooting games. Fuck. Player card. Who gives a shit? Where's my shit that I can earn? Where's the shit that is a challenge? Something I can show off that I earned. Something that took time and effort. Time and skill to put into that I can earn and show off. No, just buy it. Boost? What are we boosting? Tombstone XP boost set.
Content that's been cut from the main game and sold separately, or content that was specifically made to push pre-orders and upgrades. Beyond that, the entire intent of pre-ordering has changed. It used to be a simple convenience.
Bro, that none of that, like that gun isn't even going to be the meta gun. I guarantee you.
For us, and a thank you from the devs to the player. But now it's a one-sided deal. It's a publisher benefiting transaction. Pre-orders are just a cash flow tool, a sales forecast, a development milestone. Most of the time, we are buying something that isn't even finished. It's just late-stage crowdfunding without any of the transparency. I mean, do I even have to say Cyberpunk 2077? Yeah, the game redeemed itself, but at one point, that game had the world wrapped around its finger. I think I pre-ordered the game the minute that it hit the store.
The fuck is that?
Every reveal, every trailer, gameplay snippet, behind the scene, closed.
I really wish I could have been there on day one of Cyberpunk release. I just... to experience it firsthand is probably something special.
Doors, previews, it all looked perfect. This was the developers of The Witcher 3. There wasn't a single red flag, and then it dropped, and it was a total nightmare. Unfinished, broken, it didn't deliver on a fraction of what was promised. It became, at the time, the clearest example of why you don't give these companies your money until you know exactly what you're getting. No Man's Sky, same story. Redemption later, disaster at launch. Aliens Colonial Marines, previews, hands-on, and early reviews.
Oh, this was actually a halfway decent game. Aliens Colonial Marines. This was like one of the first M&K shooting games to implement like aim assist in there. I think it was like on the SMG or something. I was like, huh. This was like a good idea in concept, but in practicality, this fucking sucks. Just gonna leave that there.
Were all based on content that didn't even exist in the final game. It was all curated specifically for the reviewers to sell the game for them. Then we have Battlefield 2042, widely seen as one of the worst entries in the franchise, and just like Battlefield 6, it promised a return to form. Dynamic weather events, 128 player lobbies, next-gen destruction, big callbacks to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 to tug at your heartstrings, but the beta and the release revealed all. Buggy, unpolished, core mechanics missing, the new specialist system replaced the class system and pissed off just about...
Don't forget, there was no scoreboard on day one either.
Everybody. The game was such a letdown.
And this was entrenched in an era of FPS where I forgot what game did it first. I think it was Call of Duty, where they elected to completely like on the scoreboard to just remove the category of deaths that players had, because they didn't want players to know how many times they died because it made them feel bad. And then 2042 comes out. They said, I'll do you one better. Instead of not showing you how many deaths you have, I'm just not going to show you any stats because we ain't got no scoreboard.
That weeks after launch, players started circulating a change.org petition demanding refunds across all platforms. Now, I've only listed a few, but there is a long list of games that have burned players, and there just really isn't any benefit for players to pre-order any.
Oh yeah, however big that developer apology collage is, it's at least that big.
And honestly, I don't even see the benefit for studios and publishers outside of capturing your money early. Because some people were asking for more context, I posted again saying, for those with brain slugs, we used to pre-order to reserve a copy day one, participate in a midnight launch, and get collector's merch.
We used to pre-order to reserve a copy, a physical copy. You forgot that. A physical copy, day one. Yep, actual day one, not pre-release, 3 days early. Participate in a midnight launch. Yep. And get collector's merch. Yep.
Now, you just give money to a company for no reason and get skins you will replace the second that your impulsive ass gets into the cosmetic shop.
Yep. That's a big true.
This drew the attention of Larian Studios' head of publishing, who had said it actually helps an incredible amount because console first parties attribute success and support to pre-order numbers. Months before launch, it's the only measurable stat that can make a difference. Not saying you should, but it's not true that it's for.
Not saying you should. What's the implication? I'm saying you should.
For no reason. If you want to support
but it's not true that it's for no reason.
A game, this is genuinely the best, most effective way. I responded, I understand where you're coming from, and that's why I support early access but not pre-orders. One is active, the other is passive. I want to actually give my support through feedback, critique, and data, rather than just giving a company money simply to prove interest. To which he replied, that's a big brain POV. I respect it. Now, while I didn't say this in the post, I totally understand that there is valuable information that developers can get from being able to see how many people may or already have committed money to a game. That's very valuable for these guys. But I completely disagree with it being the only valuable metric or the.
So if that was the case and pre-orders are good to that guy, how many pre-orders did Battlefield 2042 have? All right. And then how did the game come out on day one? If that was so true, why doesn't it apply to 2042? Or is 2042 just a special snowflake and outlier?
Only measurement to be able to use to be able to make a difference before a game releases. That doesn't even make any sense to me. These companies have so many tools at their disposal. They have all these different social media metrics and things like that to be able to look at to see exactly.
Oh yeah, anybody that like mentions the word BF6, Battlefield 6 or anything in public, they probably count that shit as like +1 engagement regardless of either it's positive or negative, all right? Just know that. You type in anywhere and you don't even have to type BF6. You could just look at a post for like X amount of seconds and they'll count that as an engagement. You know, you keep scrolling through your shit and maybe you accidentally like something, or maybe you just leave it on your phone for a couple extra seconds of like, oh, what's this? Oh, okay. And then you just keep scrolling. That's an engagement.
What people are saying and thinking about their game, how many people are positive and negative, and what are you doing? Plus, on top of that, he's alluding to something that is incredibly dangerous, and that's the idea that with these first-party titles on consoles more than anything else, likely is what he's talking about, that whether or not the game gets finished or whether or not they put more into marketing is dictated on how many pre-orders a game has. That's terrible.
Yeah.
What do you make that make sense? You're investing hundreds of millions of dollars into a game. You get it to the finish line, and then now you're looking at pre-orders and deciding whether or not you want to finish it or put more marketing into it.
When he puts it like that, kind of funny, right? That's how these companies operate.
Something that is dictated on player spending habits, world economic conditions that can shift at any given moment, whether or not another developer burned a bunch of players on pre-orders before your game comes out and makes them skittish and not want to actually pre-order a game. The only way this makes any sense to me is if these guys are just completely ignoring social media metrics altogether and are ignoring player feedback on social media. Never mind, actually, it makes perfect sense to me now that I say that.
Yep.
There just isn't anything in it for players anymore. There's no value in it for us, and there's so much risk that's associated.
No, there's value in it to players. It's just which player are you trying to cater to? To a regular person? And like maybe a non-influencer person? They got no, like, what is it called? No horse in the race? Maybe for like the top 2% of people, they can get behind it. That reasoning of like influencer people that only not shill, but like only peddle like Battlefield 6, like the hardcore fan base or influencer people that like Battlefield 6 or whatever. Maybe they can kind of get, well, they kind of do, right? Because if the F6 is super successful and that's their only content, well, not only content, but like that's their primary, like, this guy is Battlefield 6. This is John Battlefield 6. It's like, hey, I'm already invested. I got a name in the community. Hey, if this one pops off, boys, I'm fucking making millions. Okay? That's how that goes. Everybody else, it's not that. They got no horse in the race. They don't give a shit.
Associated with it. And these games are so expensive, and they're getting even more expensive. They want to be even more expensive. And we just don't see a lot of AAA games that are actual of good quality, right? I mean, I don't, to be honest with you. I mean, my other people might actually have a different eye than I do when it comes to this stuff, but I think Battlefield 6 likely is going to be an exception to the rule. I think that the game is genuinely going to be good, at least from what I've seen.
We'll see. Everybody liked 2042 trailer. It's got about the same statistics. Over 1 million up thumbs. About 30 to 40K down thumbs. Look at 6. It's got almost 600,000 up thumbs so far. Maybe 15K down thumbs. It's fallen in line. It's got the same stats. What have we seen that is so different that makes 6 different from 2042 to make you think it's going to be good?
Of it so far, but that is something of an anomaly today, and personally I just don't like betting on anomalies. I would much rather wait to see what that game looks like when that game comes out. It costs me absolutely nothing just to wait, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
But my FOMO, but my anxiety, my fear of missing out.
But that's the thing, this system isn't built to benefit us anymore. Instead, it's built to support the bloated budgets and headcounts of these companies. I mean, keep in mind, Battlefield, EA had said, they came out and said, we want 100 million players for Battlefield. They are likely budgeting this game based on that projection. That is a very...
Hopefully a good amount of the budgeting went into the server stability and the anti-cheat system, right? Surely they could foresee that, right? Because as we all know, as FPS bros, the more popular an FPS is, the more likely there will be cheaters. Cheaters are more heavily pronounced in the popular FPSs than the no-name FPSs.
Very dangerous thing to do, and that's exactly why these companies want your money, because it shows to their shareholders that they're pulling something in, and it's essentially trying to pretend like the entire system isn't on fire. But what I don't think that these guys understand or have come to realize is that their cost cutting and their removal of value from pre-ordering and the culture itself has completely removed the safety net out from underneath them. Now, I've had this theory for a while now about why so many high-profile games flop, why studios keep getting shut down, and why it feels like every single new release has everything riding on it. And I think it's because AAA publishers accidentally destroyed pre-orders while still relying on them to survive, and they also are designing their games for day one sales. And yeah, I know that this entire video is about not pre-ordering, but let's be honest, we're just not seeing them at the scale that we used to anymore. People are pointing to Battlefield 6 topping the Steam charts like it's some kind of proof that pre-ordering is still alive and well, but what's actually happening right now? I mean, the last
It's the trailer team doing a absolutely banger of a job. That's what it is. The trailer and cinematic Battlefield 6 team have struck an immaculate home run with their creation. That's what's happening.
big game release that we had was Expedition 33 back in April. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers could have been the next one, but performance issues kind of tanked that game's sales. Nothing else is selling right now. So, of course, Battlefield 6 is going to look massive because it's not up against anything. Over the years, publishers stripped out everything that made pre-ordering feel worthwhile. No merch, no collectibles, no culture. They moved to digital to save on retail partnerships, manufacturing, and shipping. Fine, sure, but in doing that, they erased the entire reason why people pre-order. There's nothing to hold. There's nothing to look forward to. No benefit, just early payment.
But I can play the game for 3 days early before the normies get to it. Like, I'm surprised they haven't announced that part yet. I don't even know if they do have that.
For a product that you don't own yet. And while they were cutting those corners, they were scaling up everywhere else. Games got bigger, studios ballooned in size, budget skyrocketed. We're talking about games that are $300 to $400 million projects now, and somehow, despite offering less, they became more dependent than ever on pre-orders, not to reward you, not to create hype, just to calm down their investors to convince themselves that they weren't about to tank another release. But I also think that people used to pre-order because they wanted to, because there was something they used to get. I used to do it all the time, not because I thought the game was going to be amazing, but because I thought they were relatively inexpensive, and it came with a shirt or a hat or a statue or a launch event or just something to feel like I was being a part of something, because that used to be enough. And back then, that was a cushion. That used to be a safety net for these guys. Even if the game turned out mediocre or broken, the pre-orders were already locked in. Day one sales could carry the launch, and publishers could just fill in the cracks later. But now, that doesn't work. So now, with all the benefits stripped away,
everybody that's pre-ordering and potentially everybody that just buys the game on day one, they're going to be part of something. They are most likely going to be part of the clown show that is day one and week one, when all the bugs rear their heads.
Skyrocketing in every single release, feeling like a game of Russian roulette, where it might launch with performance issues, missing content, weird messaging, or in some cases just be a straight up scam. I would like to believe, maybe not most, but a lot of players have finally wisened up. They wait, they hold out, and they just don't get excited until a game is actually out. And again, this is entirely the publisher's fault, not for just mismanaging their budgets or failing to give players a reason to pre-order, but for releasing unfinished, mediocre, and broken games and expecting us to show up for it anyway. I think one of the reasons why so many of these companies are struggling right now is because they got so used to us committing early. That trust gave them the permission to be able to cut corners in the final stretch, knowing that they already had our money and could just fix it later. And if you want proof of that system being broken, all we got to do is look back at Baldur's Gate 3. That game caused...
I mean, shit, look at Monster Hunter even. Even Monster Hunter fell victim to this. 14 million copies in a month. And the game still has performance issues months later. Just look at the Steam reviews. They speak for themselves.
A full-on panic across the industry. Not because it was a surprise hit, but because it exposed just how far the bar had been lowered. When players started calling it the new gold standard, you had studios and publishers that were jumping in to say, this isn't realistic. You can't expect this from everyone. And the fact that they were saying that out loud, that they were openly afraid of a well-made, competent game, should tell you everything. But an article from GameDeveloper.com, well, they were the ones that actually confirmed what all of us had already expected. They were trying to explain away and talk about how these studios can't do what Larian is actually doing and trying to defend the system, but they accidentally exposed just how dysfunctional it really is. In
Ugh.
an article titled "Yelling is Not Journalism," written in response to the player outrage, they had wrote, in abstract, here's the big part of it. Games release in imperfect states because developers either run out of money or shareholders of the parent company mandate that a game must come out in a certain window, which developers have no control over. They run out of money trying to make the best game possible with the least amount of time. Devs rarely control their own budget, and they're trying to make as much cool stuff as they can with the time that they're allotted.
So why not just shrink the amount of stuff you make, fine tune it for the budget instead of trying to make more? Why not just make less with higher quality within the allotted time and budget, and then you'll be good? Is that like illegal to do that? Because currently we're doing the opposite of that, and a lot of games are just falling short.
In short, for one reason or another, they're often forced to start selling a game in order to pay for its completion. This has been done through DLC, patches, early access, and yes, even microtransactions for ages because of the rising expectations of AAA and because big studios are beholden to financial year results and reporting to their investors.
That's why all of your favorite studios that are big boys now, that used to be little boys, that's why they're all bad now. Because of big studios are beholden to financial year results. Little studios and medium studios are not beholden. Only the big studios are.
Devs burn through their life force trying to make this happen, and it's upsetting to see this brought up with absolute incuriosity. And that's it. That's the entire problem. They have front-loaded the entire operation, so now it is aimed at the hype leading up to release and the day one result. And they will just figure out what happens next after the game releases. That is effectively what pre-ordering is today, and that's the reason why nobody wants to do it anymore. They are not launching finished products. They are launching funding campaigns. I don't know about you guys, but I'm here to buy a video game, not somebody else's problems, not pay for the fact that developers have no control over their own workplace or donate to a Kickstarter.
Yeah, like, since when are gamers trying to become like so moral in their buying and selling of video games and microtransactions? People don't care where their products come from or who makes them or how they're made or anything like that, you know? Look at your phone. Your phone's probably got cobalt in it from the cobalt mines and wherever the fuck, you know, slaves probably dug that shit up. Horrible working conditions. You know, you have Amazon. Amazon is anti-union. They work all their peoples to the bone, pay them dog shit, but yet you still have Amazon Prime. The clothes you have on, probably some good percentage of them comes from China. Child labor laws are very scarce over there. Yeah, this is not a woe is me type of situation that I give a shit about.
It's being sold as a finished product. That is not our fucking responsibility. But what I don't think these companies understand is that era is over. We live in a reality now where audience sentiment can kill a game well before it even launches. If players sense bloat, greed, or even a hint of personal politics, it's going to spread instantly. Publishers built an economy powered by hype, but now that economy is controlled by an audience that doesn't trust them anymore, an audience that they created. And as we've seen, that shift has not gone well for them. Sure, there are definitely some outlier games like Call of Duty or Monster Hunter Wilds where the brand is bulletproof or the competition is non-existent, but those are rare. Everyone else,
yeah,
you can see just how fragile.
Is that the consensus, that Call of Duty is bulletproof? Really? I know my opinion of Call of Duty is like, it used to be good and it's bad. Monster Hunter, I mean, I thought like modern Monster Hunter, I think is pretty good. It's not the best. It could be better, for sure. Since when is Call of Duty, the brand, bulletproof?
They are right now. Look at Dragon Age the Veilguard. That reveal trailer sparked cautious excitement. Then the official trailer dropped and that momentum collapsed overnight. First impressions fell flat. The game got discounted within a month and then dumped into a subscription service. And then after that, it just kind of vanished from conversation. Same story with Assassin's Creed. Same with Avowed. Same with the whole stack of games that we've seen over the past couple of years. These projects live and die by early momentum, and they're operating in a world where that momentum can disappear with a single bad trailer. And
Dang.
honestly, I don't think any of this changes, not unless there's a massive return to physical gaming. But let's be real, with the rise of
Yeah, physical gaming, it's not coming back. Everything digital, way too convenient.
PC and most players preferring the convenience of being able to download a game digitally.
Yeah, most computers don't even have like a little port for like a CD or anything, dude. Yeah, I guess you could like go buy like a little extension one, or what do they call it? Like something that hangs out on the outside, and then you just USB that little thing into like a USB port into your computer, and then voila, you got your disc physical again. I mean, maybe. Still no, though.
That ship has sailed. It was a lightning in a bottle moment where pre-orders actually meant something, where we could trust the industry, where launch events were culture. It's gone and it's not coming back, but that's fine. If the old system is dead, then it's time to build something better, something that puts the players first. We all know development is expensive, and we all know it's a gamble, and you can have the right idea, but at the wrong time. You can build something beautiful, but still miss the mark. Players understand that, but that doesn't mean that we should be the ones that are absorbing the risk for it, because that's not our job to fund that. I think that's one of the reasons.
Oh, players absorbing the risk versus the developers and the shareholders.
Why Expedition 33 worked out so well. While the game was absolutely incredible, the developers never assumed that they had a hit. They knew that they were unknown, so instead of pushing deluxe editions and cosmetic bundles, they just gave players a reason to trust them. A 15% discount for pre-ordering. No strings, no bullshit, just a fair trade. Support for savings. And honestly, I'll take that over a batch of skins any day. And I think that's the direction that the rest of this industry needs to start heading in.
Oh, I like that idea. Pre-order the game for 15% off of the base game. That could be something I could get behind. Only if I knew that the game wouldn't go on sale like 3 months or 6 months later. It always happens with every game. Even that little, I don't know, strategy, I don't even know if that would work to like sway me.
I think that discounts before release is the best step forward. I think that it's obvious by now that this industry, no matter how much money they make, they're never going to detach from the teat that is their shareholders.
Also, if they went for the 15% discount for a pre-order, then they could more easily justify a higher base game cost. So then we would for sure see the introduction of like $80, $90 games. Oh man, I don't know if that's a good idea.
And if that's the case, well then you need to start giving players a reason to support early, a real reason to support early. And when I see a publisher discount a game before it's released, I don't think that that's a sign of weakness. I think that's a sign of charity and trust more than anything else. And it's a practice that I support. I mean, I do not pre-order games. I pre-ordered Expedition 33 before it was released, specifically because I saw it was 15% off, and I want to support that practice. I want to see that more often. And I'm going to catch some real heat for this one. AAA live service games, I think that they should go on discounted early access years before they even release. I think that Baldur's Gate 3, while not a live service game, proved that you can put out a AAA release, give players a vertical slice of the game, a very small slice of the game, test within it, give them a discounted price for it, learn to make the game that players actually want to play, get valuable data, valuable feedback, as well as funding to continue the development of the game. And then once you've made the game they want, then you release all of it in one big drop and make a big splash. I think that can work out for a lot of these companies.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I agree.
Like, oh, these companies have as
I would agree if I liked live service games.
much money as they already need. Believe me, I know, but I don't think we're ever going to get around that, to be honest with you. You got to speak on their terms when it comes to some of this stuff. Beyond that, I want to see.
I mean, why though? Don't they need a player base to do anything?
Customer loyalty program.
I mean, when you speak on their terms, you act as if they have all the power. Motherfucker, there's like umpteen billion other games for people to play. You act like that's the only video game that has been ever made, and it's like a lifeblood that I need to just tap into. Like, I need it. No. If this game doesn't want to do anything that I ask of it, I'm just going to go play something else. That's how that works.
Programs and digital returns. LD, what are you smoking? Hear me out, okay?
LD.
Hear me out. Stop Killing Games has made some serious momentum. I think it's actually going to make an impact in one way, shape, or form. And players need to feel like their money is worthwhile, that their investments are worthwhile. And the best way to do that is through loyalty programs and being able to trade in or get value for games that they don't play anymore. So when I look at it from a developer perspective, the easiest thing for these guys to do is put in a code showing that you played the last game that they had, individual by key, and get 15% off in the next game that they make.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that. And that would also show some sort of like brand loyalty. But I don't even know if people want to like be like I don't know, proud of that or whatever. And they're like, because how would you do that? Like, is it, if most people are buying digital, you would have to have like a dedicated screen to be like, this is your buy code or whatever. Because if it's a sticker or something physical, like, what are the chances that that little sticker is just going to be like in the same condition like years later, whenever the live service game goes end of life, 10, 15, 20 years later? Think that sticker's still going to be the same? Probably not. So it'd have to be like its own screen. But if that's the case and it's a digital thing and it's on the game, well, then anyone can just hack that shit and just get it.
Easy. That makes me want to continue to support your games because I'm constantly getting value out of that. And I feel rewarded for doing.
But also to his point, it's kind of like getting the first battle pass with like real money, and then every subsequent battle pass paying for the next if you complete it all the way. I mean, that's the conceptual idea he's like trying to show, and I think it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So, and I feel appreciated for the money that I spend on your games. Beyond that, when it comes to a game that you're finished with and you don't want to play anymore, well, you have like some type of digital, buyback program. You recycle the key. The player gets a little bit of money.
Recycle? What are we going to like use the key for? I mean, I'm picking up what you're putting down, but like, what do you mean recycle? It's not like there's a scarcity to like digital keys. You just make a whole brand new set of keys with like ones and zeros.
That's a win-win in my opinion. As it stands right now, when I look at this industry, the biggest issues that we have is that it's constantly leaning towards a one-side relationship where players are getting less and less and we're taking on more and more risk while the publishers are getting the lion's share of just about everything. And with how oversaturated this industry is right now, and with how many options that we have today, these companies have to start giving us reasons to buy their games outside of it just being a good game, because I don't think that that's going to be enough. And also, I don't think players trust them enough for that to be enough. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys still pre-ordering games? How do you guys feel about it? You guys think I'm crazy for saying all of this?
Nope.
I don't think so. At least I hope not. Oh, God, I hope not. Anyway, are you guys excited for Battlefield 6? I am.
Yeah.
But I'll wait for the game to come out.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends. We're almost at 400,000 subscribers.
Pumping.
Crazy. Thank you guys for that. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay cool. Stay righteous. Stay safe. Peace.
You still got this little outro, dude. Oh my god. Oh man, that was pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, Battlefield 6. What the fuck is Animatrix doing on my YouTube? Yeah, it looks good. Probably not gonna pre-order it. We'll see what happens. But other than that, good video, dude. Keep it up. Banger. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.